Across the South Coast, live from Solent University, you're listening to Solent Sports News.
Good afternoon, it's 3 p.m. I'm Will Hewlett with your Solent Sports News headlines. Eastleigh now, and there's some new news, a new manager, Lewis. We've got Chloe Jones reporting on that.
Another fantastic save from Kelvin Davies. Kelvin Davies, the veteran goalkeeper.
Oh, what a save from Davies. Great goal, great chance. What a save from Kelvin Davies.
Kelvin Davies is a name that every Southampton local knows. He's counted as a legend, mainly for helping Southampton FC win promotion to the Premier League in 2012. Saints fans will begin to hear his name again, but this time for a different reason, as the 47-year-old goalkeeper has landed his first managerial job with Eastleigh FC.
Sometimes we've ended up, it's been a second club for me, but sometimes we've ended up on the coaching path, and it's brought me here, which I'm really excited about.
The National League side appointed Davies to replace Richard Hill yesterday. This gives the goalie little to no time to prepare for tonight's game against bottom club Oxford City. This season has been an interesting one for the Spitfires, after they were just one match away from playing Manchester United at home before a disappointing defeat to Newport County 3-1 in the FA Cup. However, the positivity hasn't followed them into the new year, with a winless 11-game run in 2024, leaving Eastleigh now 15th in the league, just 4 points above the relegation zone. Fans of Kelvin Davies, however, think this is a good idea for the club and could be what they need to turn it all around.
And hopefully, Eastleigh aren't doing too well this season. I think they're like mid-table, mid to low table. So, hopefully you can inspire change, just like a club legend would.
Hopefully he does well. I mean, I like Eastleigh as well, living in Southampton, but they're 15th at the moment. They could do a lot better. So hopefully that's true. He can guide them towards the end of the season, have a nice comfortable finish, and then maybe find a bit more of a suitable manager, because I don't think he'll be very successful at Eastleigh.
True that. Going there, he's also picked a little bit of experience in his assistant manager in Danny Butterfield. He's come from MK Dons and most recently Lincoln, so hopefully they will make a deadly duo.
We all now wait for tonight's match to see Davies in action.
Saints are back at their fortress. They welcome Hull City to St Mary's in a battle for the playoff positions. We have sports journalist Sarah Louise Hazel live at the ground, waiting for the fans to roll in and hopefully see another win on home turf.
Hello, yes, I'm here outside of St Mary's Stadium, ready for the championship clash against Hull City. The atmosphere is slowly but surely building, with the marching band getting ready and a sea of Southampton shirts flooding the stadium. The fans I spoke to today are looking forward to the game.
I actually think they might lose. I feel like Hull are in a decent run of form. Fabio Carvalho is there, he's brilliant, and obviously Southampton lost their unbeaten streak. So I'm actually going to say Hull are going to win.
I think Saints will win. They turned it back around against West Brom, so I think they're going to continue to build on West Brom now.
I mean, they lost midweek last week, and during the weekend they won. So I hope they're trying to build back that momentum back from their winning streak that they had. So hopefully, I believe they should win tonight.
Despite their good form this season, this will be Southampton's second home game after their 25 unbeaten run came to an abrupt end with their 3-1 loss at Bristol City. Sports journalist Fraser Spinney believes it will be a challenge for Russell Martin's side this evening.
Two sides looking for promotion, Southampton automatically and Hull City probably looking at the playoffs. Hull City are in good form. I think this will be another difficult game for Southampton. I think it will be a very tight affair.
And over to the team news now, and Che Adams and Flynn Downs have previously been absent against Bristol and West Brom last week due to injury, but Che Adams is looking likely for a return. Another possible return for Saints could include right-back James Bree, after Russell Martin's confirmed he's very close to coming back as well. Bree has not featured for the South Coast side since going off injured against QPR back in December.
We have a decision to make. He could be back tomorrow, and then maybe it might mean Saturday becomes a bit more problematic. So we'll make that decision in the next 24 hours. But yeah, nice to have Shea back, and if we have Flynn back for this one as well, it'll be nice. But very, very close.
The visitors, Hull City, are continuing to push for a playoff spot as they picked up a 2-1 victory over Huddersfield Town. The Tigers have now won 4 of their last 5 outings and obtained 51 points from 32 matches. If Saints win, they are looking to move up to second place tonight. And now it's back to the studio. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. We have season ticket holder John Duncalf in the studio to give his predictions on tonight's game.
I think we'll win tonight. I think 2 or 3-1. We've had our bumpy road in the ride with the first half at Huddersfield and the away game to Bristol. If we win tonight, we'd go 12 home wins in a row, which hasn't been done since 2011. And it is also Gavin Bazuni's birthday today, so a clean sheet on his birthday would do him the world of good. West Brom, that was a good win against the side who have won their last 5 home games. And we have 2 extra blocks of home fans tonight, so that will give the players an extra boost.
Brilliant, thank you, John. The big money making of sport, or football, is helping the less fortunate. Huge charity fundraising football tournaments have been supporting those in need. Nathan Wallen has found out more.
When it comes to football, it's all about scoring goals, but when it comes to charity, it's all about bagging valuable donations. Play to Give is a charity who continues to break fundraising records, smashing £100,000 last year after forming in 2007 as a football tournament. With the annual tournament on the horizon, Play to Give are set for kick-off.
Hey there, it's Andy Baker, MBE, the proud founder of the Play to Give charity in Didcot in Oxfordshire. Last year we saw more teams than ever. We saw an amazing 28 teams all coming together on a glorious hot sunny day, raising nearly £6,000 to really change, transform and save lives, especially at the Oxford Children's Hospital.
With the Play to Give Cup, the charity equivalent of lifting the Champions League trophy, the focus remains on raising awareness, connecting local businesses and supporting great causes. The dedicated team of volunteers ensure this is possible every year.
It was a very fun experience.
That was Joshua Kopus, a member of the Play to Give team.
For not just myself and every other volunteer, but for everyone that was involved, from people at the stalls to the medical, to the players, and to everyone that contributed towards the charity.
The football community continues to share the power of the sport with charity, and with the foundations of a charity football team being inspirational stories, Robson O'Riordan definitely has one of his own.
I'm a charity fundraiser, run a charity football team called Ollie United. In short, my 4-year-old cousin Ollie passed away from a disease called neuroblastoma. It's a rare form of childhood cancer. Through that, I become a fundraiser for the charity Solving Kids Cancer, and I become an ambassador for the charity too. So I couldn't be prouder.
As charities continue to grow, so do the fundraising efforts, with 2024 set to be another year of change driven by football.
A big money move has emerged in Paris as Kylian Mbappe is set to move to Real Madrid when his PSG contract runs out. It sounds like we've heard this transfer 100 times, but Abby Beatty has been looking deeper into the situation.
The inevitable goal from Mbappe, and what a goal it was!
Peut-être en 2019 pour Kylian Mbappé. C'est magnifique. Une contre-attaque et Paris mène déjà 1-0.
It's been released today that Kylian Mbappe is moving to Real Madrid this summer from Paris Saint-Germain. I spoke to the people of Southampton to get their reactions from the breaking news.
I think it's about time really. He's been linked with the move for ages, hasn't he? He's finally got what he wanted, but he's a good enough player, so it makes a lot of sense.
I feel like Mbappe's the sort of player that wants to be the main man, and when he goes to Madrid, obviously they've got superstars there. I don't know if he'll be comfortable with maybe not being the main star.
The France captain is leaving the club he spent 7 years playing for when his contract expires in June. Mbappe joined PSG from Monaco in 2017, making a permanent transfer for $154 million. Mbappe met with the president of PSG, Nasser Al-Khelaifi, last week to tell him he was leaving to join the Spanish team.
Mbappe needs to move away from France. He's played there for quite a while now. He's won everything he can in France. Maybe it's time for a new challenge.
The French striker was left out of the starting lineup against Nantes last Saturday, but came off the bench to score a penalty. No contract has been signed yet, but the deal is set to be announced once it is no longer possible for clubs to meet in the season's Champions League. Mbappe is set to sign a 5-year deal with Real Madrid for 12.8 million a season, with the additional bonus of 128 million for signing on, but that is to be paid for over the 5 years.
Manchester City manager Pep Guardiola has apologised to Calvin Phillips following the comments he made about the player's weight. Phillips has had a tough start with his new club West Ham, as he admitted the comments have knocked his confidence. Guardiola gave very little game time to the midfielder during his time at City.
Once in years is not bad, but I'm so sorry. I apologise to him. I do apologise, so I'm sorry. Before I said to say, I spoke to him. I never, before I said something here, I didn't speak with the teams, with the players in that case.
Premier League clubs will meet on February 29th to discuss a funding deal for the EFL. Last year in June, MP said the Premier League must agree on sharing more revenue with the football pyramid. The overall sum is expected to be around £900 million over 6 years. Napoli have let go of manager Walter Mazzarri after just 3 months in charge. The Italian side have appointed current Slovakia boss Francesco Calzona as the replacement. His first game in charge will be against European giants Barcelona in the Champions League on Wednesday. Another sacking, and Marseille have sacked manager Gennaro Gattuso after just 5 months in charge. The Italian coach took over in September, picking up 9 wins in 24 matches. His sacking comes after the 1-0 defeat against second-place Brest on Sunday. Marseille currently sit 9th in Ligue 1 ahead of the next match on Thursday. On to cricket now, and England could be making changes ahead of their 4th test against India. Batsman Johnny Bairstow looks likely to be dropped after his poor form in the series, but former England captain Michael Atherton believes changing personnel could cause more problems.
He's been so central to this project. You know, if they left him out now at a critical juncture, everything they've done is about trying to give their players security and a feeling of we're in this team and we're going to be back to the hilt.
British tennis number 1 is through to the next round of the ATP Open. Cam Norrie started his defence of the title with a routine victory over Bolivian Hugo Dellien in Brazil. The Brit's 6-3, 6-2 win sees him serve up a first meeting with the Chilean Thomas Barrios Vera next round. Rugby, and in the Six Nations, Wales have made just one change ahead of their clash with Ireland this weekend. Sam Costello returns at fly half after a spell out from injury, replacing Lyon Lloyd. Ireland lost 16-14 in a nail-biting game against England in their last game. World Athletics is considering trialling a new long jump format, eliminating the possibility of a foul. A take-off zone would be introduced, replacing the traditional line. The sport's governing body hopes it will lead to more legal jumps after a third of all attempts resulted in no mark being recorded at last year's World Championships. And finally, after what feels like a long winter away for Formula 1 fans, there's just one more sleep until the cars are back on track. Ben has been taking a deeper look into the testing ahead.
A crucial 3 days of pre-season testing begins in Bahrain for Formula 1 teams on Wednesday, as Red Bull's rivals look to show their progress in the first indication on whether they have managed to close the world champions' advantage from last year. Max Verstappen was present at the RB20 reveal in Las Vegas and had this to say about his new racing machine.
I'm excited. It's always very nice to see a new car. Looking forward to Bahrain, get testing, get comfortable with the car, understand what it needs, and just work from there. You know, it's such a long season that we just try to hit the ground running.
Each of the 10 teams will put their retrospective new car through its paces at the Bahrain International Circuit. Pre-season's only test is particularly important for the teams attempting to dethrone Red Bull, who produced the most dominant season in the sport's history last year. I spoke to popular Formula 1 content creator Overtake Ishan, who provided his opinion on who he thinks will come out victorious at the end of this upcoming season.
I think Red Bull will be up top for sure. They've been clear of the other teams. Last season they had a substantial lead, won pretty much every race, bar one in Singapore. But I feel like Red Bull will be up top. And I think Mercedes, now that their design changes with the front wing have been confirmed as legal by the FIA, I feel like that will be a huge turning point.
The Mercedes W15 and Ferrari's SF24 hold the most notable design changes from the disappointing 2023 challengers. Red Bull looked to have produced a similar but more aggressive evolution of last year's World Championship winning RB19. Lewis Hamilton is approaching his last campaign with the Silver Arrows after announcing his move to Ferrari for the 2026 season. Here's what he had to say at the W15 car reveal.
Obviously been emotional. It's very surreal to be here, given I came here in 2013, so 11 years with the team, starting in my 12th, and it is such a privilege to work with a group of people where you see the work they're doing over winter. We go through this process over the last couple of years.
Testing begins tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. local time, where we will have more updates for you on who looks most likely to dominate the field for 2024.
That's all from us now. Have a good evening and we'll see you tomorrow. Remember, you can keep up to date on our website, solentsportsnews.com.